Hi guys, I am back again with my tea. Make sure you grab yourself a tea or a coffee and join me out for today's video. I actually do have a desire that I want to record multiple videos a week. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna have most definitely a video on Sunday. And then whenever I feel like I need to tell you something, talk to you about something, I'm just gonna hop on and have a quick chat with you, because I really do enjoy like talking to you people. And today I'm gonna tell you the big secret, the next step of one step after therapy. What your therapists are not telling you, I'm here to tell you. And I do believe that something else higher than you made you click onto this video, and I believe that you're gonna get exactly what you need. So welcome. Delicious. Now let's start. Therapy. I started going to therapy 5 years ago. Yeah. Was it 5? I believe, yeah, 5 years ago when I first moved to Ireland. So I moved to a new country. And after finishing college in Serbia, I finished the graphic design. I had bachelor's degree in graphic design. So I finished that. I don't want to drop off. I don't. I always had a huge love for animals, and I was working in a horse stable, local one, and studying at the same time. And I felt the difference between doing the thing you really love and then doing things just because you're good at it, and because society expected you to do it. So in Serbia, I feel like very big resonances Eastern European countries or even Asian countries. If you drop off out of the college in Serbia, you're literally like the worst part of your family. Like they all, you literally go from like, places in your family, you literally drop off. Like they just see you as negative parasite, if I can say it. I said it. So giving up a new second year of college, I was like, this is not me, this is not what I'm gonna do. And giving up back then was just, I didn't want to go through all the terror of like letting know my family that I'm just going to drop off. So it's like, okay, I'll do it. I'll finish it. Every knowledge is a good knowledge in my book. And I am so grateful I had that belief long back when I was a teenager. So I finished college, COVID started, and I moved out of the country, running away from my family. Going to run away faster. My parents were already divorced for years. And I couldn't wait. I actually waited here in Europe. There were restrictions beginning of 2020. There was a huge restrictions, and the moment they lifted the first time restrictions, I was like, okay, sayonara, see you never, goodbye. So I left, and I became how do you say it? I became immigrant. I first went to Belgium, worked with horses, got hugely disappointed. I lost the job at the same time after a month, which I was grateful for. I was like, oh, thank God, I had a relief. I was like, this is definitely not for me. So I didn't want to, like, going back home to Serbia was the last resort. Like, I was trying to search for the new jobs, contacting my cousins in Germany, talking to my mother, was living there in Ireland already with 2 aunts and their families. And I was like, okay, the best thing that I can choose now is Ireland. which was not my ideal thing, but somehow the path brought me there. So living first year in Ireland was very difficult. The weather, as you can see, it's raining a lot percentage of the time, which I'm not used to. It's very hard on your mental health. Even people living here keep telling me that. They're like, I know, I get you. I was like, okay. But the first year, I literally didn't know nobody. I was lucky enough to get a job. I had 2 jobs and I had no friends. I keep talking to my friends from Serbia on the phone, but that isolation, and only to my mother and my family, that isolation of not being able to go out and meet new people did a number on me. In a new country, I felt totally isolated, and my mental health went down. With the darker weather, no human communications, I was like, okay, I need to go to therapy like yesterday. So I collected all of my lady balls, as I can see it, and I was like, okay, I'm a rule breaker in my family. I'm always the first one to do new things, as it was being vegetarian when I was 18. Nobody ever was vegetarian by that time, and I was like, okay, I'll be the first one to go to therapy. Like, how bad can it be? So I went, and it just didn't resonate with me. I was in therapy for 4 years. I had 3, like, how do I say, regular therapists? Like, yeah, regular therapists. And then I had a hope, okay, maybe it's just the different people have a different approach. And it never resonated with me to talk up for a whole hour about myself, which is very funny because I do this now on YouTube. Now that I'm like healed, a more healed version of myself, I love it. But back then I was like, I don't want to be talking to myself. Like, I don't know, it just didn't sit with me. So I changed 3 therapists in a hope that something will change. But I keep talking about 5 same like memories from my past childhood, and not many things got better. Yes, there was a progress, but not the type of progress I know of now. So this is why I came up here to give you the next step, to tell you the things that your therapists are not telling you. Maybe they don't know, maybe they don't believe in these things. I believe I went through most of these, how do you say, divine knowledges that I learned about from different people. I tried a lot of things. After those 3 regular therapists, I had two or three, like, I don't know how to call them, unusual therapists. I tried NLP after that. I went to one therapist. I don't want to talk bad about women, but she did her own thing. She came up with her own technique, and it was something else. It actually tested all of my inner work, like, not to crumble. And then the third one was Ilda. She's my favorite, and my last ever therapy that I did was regression therapy. I actually don't hear about it a lot, but oh my god, it changed my life. I was never raised to believe in God, but after that session, I remember it was Valentine's Day last year. Oh my god. And it's that kind of therapy, they put you back into the, like, how do you call it, unconscious, to pull out all the memories, to live through them, learn new lessons, let them go, rinse them out. So after that session with her last Valentine's Day, I literally reunited with a God, and I was not like, I believed God exists. I was very like logical. I had good career, good job. I was finally excited of what I'm doing with dogs, and I believed, like, knew a lot of like things how our brain work. I was learning. I was just absorbing everything as a sponge, but reuniting with a god, it was the last thing on my mind, like the last thing. And I know that there's loads of people, and I had how do you call it, I had beliefs, fake beliefs about religions and God, that religions are a little bit forceful and they don't value women, which was, I still believe some of them do not, but my relationship with the God was now something totally different, that no religion no religion can. I don't believe to any religion, but when I'm hearing about different religions, it all makes sense. So after that, that was my last session with therapist, like, yeah, therapist, and I just jump into deep into inner work, self-development. So that is your next step too, and I'm so excited for you. Like, this is when your life changes. I do believe like most of the people do need therapy, at least few sessions to start start that inner work, start that kind of like healing process. But therapy is basically just keeping you in your head. All the stories that we have are in our heads, and all of those stories that I was speaking in therapy, those 5 stories, all 5 of them, they were stuck in my head. But there were so many more stories when I actually went like deeper within a work. They were stuck in my body. Like, my head couldn't even remember like half of that shit that my body remembers, and it would just come as I would work on myself, and kind of unexpectedly, but it just made huge sense. And the amount of depth of work when you actually go into your body, it's just totally different. Like, nothing that therapy could ever do. And I do believe that. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy to share this with you. I had I was actually very blessed to have 2 mentors in last 2 years that were truly like, they have the calling of helping other women, other people, and all they do, I can like vouch for them 100% that they do it because they want to help any single soul that will listen to them. So I would like to introduce you to one of them. I would love to introduce you to both of them, but one of them, the first mentor, her school, her social medias are on Serbian, so I don't know if any Serbian people here, or Croatian, or anybody who understands Serbian, you can leave the comment down below, because I can share her with you as well. But the one that I'm working with now, which I'm most excited for, is Mina Irfan, and I'm her affiliate actually. So I wanted to share it with you. I had a huge desire this morning. I was like, okay, I want to talk to people on the video. I was like, what am I going to talk about? There are so many stories I want to share with you, and stories of how this kind of deep inner work changed my life for the better, and I want this for everyone. And the thing that came up for me is her course Sourced. So what Sourced is? Resourced. Okay, I need to figure something else out in my head, because the thing I was just about to say wouldn't make much sense. So I did this course. I went through it like 3 times. Every time when I go through it, I hear something different. It's one of her like there's so much knowledge compact in, I believe, 6 videos. Don't quote me on this, but like I literally listened to it 3 times over and over again, and every time I get something new, and every time I get new aha moments, revelation. Do you ever listen to podcast or read a book, and then you read something, you're like, oh, this was it, like it makes so much sense, everything makes so much sense now because of this sentence that I just read? Kind of like those kind of moments. It's not for the beginners. That's why you had to kind of go through therapy first to go into this work, and it is for the women. For myself, when I go back, I was the young woman, even like 2 years ago. I had a good career that I loved. I believe still that this is my calling for now, grooming dogs, making their lives better. And there were still things that would trigger me. Like, I know you can relate to this. Like, something my co-worker would said, and then it will trigger me so much that I will spiral in my head and think about it time and time again. Or I would just do my job, and then the random thought came up to my mind, and they would be like, and I will cringe. I was like, why did I say this like 4 years ago? And then I'll go back into those thoughts, like, what was I thinking? Like, what's wrong with me? Or I would still have those little arguments with my mother, or I would just feel like, why do I not say the things I want to say? Like, in the conversation, I would always have that filtering kind of like mask of, I would first think about what to say, and then it will go through the filter, is it okay to say, and then I would say it, which would hold me back. And more often than not, it will like just stop me from saying anything at all. So I felt still that I was making such a big progress in my inner world, in my mental health. I didn't feel anxious again, but there were still like so many things that were kind of holding me back. And then I went through this course, and everything changed, and it was so like amazingly satisfying to like even see myself a year ago. Just I would be quiet in the group settings. I would not kind of like, even like in a bigger groups with a few more, like 5 people, I would just be quiet. I'll just not talk. Where the last, I think 2 weeks ago, I actually went by myself to a first wine tasting here in Waterford, in the town that I am in. And I just walked in, and there was, I think it was organized by some kind of local club, Rotary Club. And I just walked in. I was like, okay, I don't know where it is. It was in a local pub, but I even like walked up. I asked one of the waitresses, and she said, oh, just those people by the bar. So I walked up. I kind of had the knowledge there's gonna be a lot of older people and maybe a few young people. So there's loads of people in their 60s. So I walked up to them. I was like, hi, is this the Rotary Club for wine tasting? And they just turned around. They were like, what is she talking about? It was like, at that moment, it's like, oh no, I'm talking to wrong people. But even though I felt so comfortable like just talking to strangers, and we made a joke, they're like, oh, we were up for wine tasting if you have some wine. I'm like, oh, I wish I have. So then because I talked to those not related people, one of the older lad that was sitting there, he said, oh, they're upstairs. I was like, oh, thank you very much. So I went upstairs, and there was like so many, I think there was 20 something of us, and 22. So there's 18 people over their 40 or 50s, like over age. And there was 4 of us younger. And there was two Ukrainian women, and one of the guy, he came up with his dad. So I was just like, it is what it is, like. And then I had such a wonderful conversations with all of those older people that I actually left the place. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I was able to have conversations with everyone around me. I just had an older conversation. I had open heart. We talked. There was a psychologist sitting beside me. We were talking about psychology and who she's getting inspired to, and there was like a ophthalmologist in front of me, and he was helping me, like, and talking to me about my experience with glasses and his professional experience, and giving me amazing recommendations. And then there was just a couple on my right side that we just had the best jokes, and I was like, who am I? Like, I'm making jokes and having a deep conversations with people I met first time in my life. And who am I? Who is this girl, woman? I love her so much. She can stay. Literally. Like, even me talking to the video to you guys, I love it. But a few months ago, I would never. I would never. And this is what this kind of inner work does to you. And this particular course, I promise you, like, I can sign it. Give me somewhere to sign it. It's life changing. As I said, it's not for the beginners, but it's life changing. If you want to step into that new version, I know you worked so hard to be where you are, and you want to appreciate things more. You still feel like you don't belong here where you did such a good job. You had that strong drive for so many years to make it here, but you can't relax. You can't appreciate your effort, the things you think. It can get taken away every time. This is what this course does to you. It brings you back to your power. It's the next step. It's the bridge between you here. You have everything you need, but you don't feel you're there yet. And this course is that bridge that brings you to that woman. You feel like you want to be that woman. You're, how can I say this? Her, the woman you want to be, the woman your soul desires to become. This is the course. This is the next step. Don't ditch your therapists yet. Just try it. See, this is the life. This is what life is. Just see different things. If something is not working with you anymore, I promise you, there's hundreds of different things. You just have to be open to it. You have to open to receive it. And I know it's scary. I know, like, investing money in yourself, especially for the first time, can't be scary. I remember when I was paying therapists, I was only paying them like 50 euros a week. And then when I decided, okay, I'm gonna go down that path of having a mentor, learning from experience of other women, it was 400 euro course for 3 months linked. So it was, I think dollar wise, it was closer to 500. But it was like, I felt uncomfortable investing 400 euros after like investing 50 euros a week. But I was like, I knew that therapy, whatever, it's probably the same way you feel now, like therapy is great, it gave me a few gifts, but it's time to move on. And this is your next step, your inner work. And finding the right person is very important, your mentor. I was blessed to have those two mentors that I was saying to, and they're all driven women who really want to have their heart open and want to help people. But I also heard of some others that were just not like them, unfortunately. Happy, thank you for so much. I'm just so excited to share this with you. I want to shout it from the rooftops because I know this was gonna help so many people. Okay, so you need to, for every big change, you need to invest your energy in. So this course is $333, less than 300 euros, and it's you also have to invest your time and energy putting it, actually doing the things, doing the exercises, writing down in your journal. And if you really feel called to and you're available to invest time and money, this is gonna pay back like 3 times more. I promise you. Every euro that I invested came back 10 times more. It is it is truly having a mentor, especially a women mentor that teaches from her own embodiment, just speeds up your life, speeds up your transformation, brings you to the payoff quicker. Because if somebody else went through years and years and spent hundreds and thousands of euros, dollars learning one thing, and went from years of implementing it, if they can shorten your time, they can give you exact formula and shorten your time so that you can have the same result in a short amount of time. I'm telling you, like, first when you first start doing your inner work, I felt some kind of resistance. Oh, I don't have this time today, I don't have half an hour to do this exercise, or I don't have energy for it. But if you commit to it, it is going to change your life. It becomes easier much faster. I remember when I first started working with my first mentor, first month was literally, month and a half was hell. I was like, I had so much resistance. I was like, I don't want to do it. I had all the excuses, but I literally sat down my ass and I was like, you're gonna do this. This is, if this was the last thing you're gonna do, it will be. Like, we're doing this. And I can promise you, like, 2 years after that, like, I'm a new woman. It's just, and the thing is, it works for everyone. What are you about gonna learn? What are you about to learn in Sourced? It goes behind, like, I'm the different race, I'm the different age, I'm older people can't. I heard so many of my elderly friends, they're like, oh, I'm older, new informations don't sit with me the same as they sit with you. Or I'm a mother, I don't have time. Or what was the other one? I don't speak my language, my city that I am in. They're so closed-minded, it's not gonna work. It works. We are all people. I'm sorry to tell you, you're special, but you're not. Like, you're still human. It's still the same thing. We have the same brain. We don't have the same brain, but the physiology of a brain, of our bodies, is still the same. It's still the same. So it's gonna work on everybody. Like, if you're a human, if you breathe, if you have a brain, it's gonna work on you. we all like to think as humans that we are special, and I do believe, I still want to think that I'm special, but we're actually, like, 90% of us are built out of the same, like, atoms. We're just more alike than you think. So it's gonna work for you, no matter of your race, no matter of your age, no matter if you're in a relationship or not, what city you live in, what country you live in, it's gonna work. And if you don't believe me, go onto this sales page or source, and you'll have what was it, the reviews of all kinds of people, women, even like men. It even works for men. So I'm telling you, and it's just information that will change your life. This actually, I wanted to share another story with you. When I first went through this course, it was the last summer. Oh my gosh, it was not even summer. I think it was May. It was 5th of May. So that is when around that time or month before that, I started working with Mina, with my mentor that I'm recommending now, and she just came in the right time. There was a lot of I just wanted to rattle about what was happening in Gaza at that time, which was very disturbing, and I'm a very sensitive person. I don't like anybody suffering, people, animals. I just don't stand for it. So I was preoccupied with that, and I went into Inner Alchemy, her 6-week course, and this was a pre-work to Inner Alchemy. Inner Alchemy, I believe it's over $2,000, and this is only 333. So, and this was a pre-work. So I went through it, and I was like, and it was just came, do you know, like when some things happen at the just right time. I had this huge desire to organize a local protest in my local town in Ireland. I was like, okay. And before, I had that desire a few times. I just needed to do something about this situation. And I wanted to go to Egypt, but I couldn't. So the next best thing was making a protest in my local community. So I was like, okay, me. I don't know how. I actually texted one of the guys that helped me before, like, my brain kicked in, before I actually realized what was gonna happen. So I texted him, and then after that I was like, oh no, what did I do? I was like, what did I do? This guy, he knows loads of people. So I asked him if he knows anybody who would help me with organizing this process, because I never organized process in my life. I actually don't believe before that I've been part of the process, like went out and then, anyways. Hunter's brain, and I was like, okay, we have a week, because it had to happen in a certain day. I was like, okay, we have a week. And I went to the coffee date with those people. There was 4 of us. Was it 4? Yeah, 4 of us. And I was the organizer, because idea came from me. And the amount of spiral in my head I went through in that week. This course was the only thing that was keeping me sane. It was like ground changing. Once when I went through that experience of organizing protest, and I was actually like the leading protest. So one of my friends that helped me organize it, he gave me that big thing, megaphone that you talk to. He's like, I'll get you megaphone so you can talk to all of us. He's like, what? I was like, he's like, you have to, you're the boss. I was like, I knew, like, I was like, God, if you do exist, please don't let me crumble. Please let me show up. My only thing was like, please God, don't let me chicken out and just not show up for the day. So I went through all of that. I even realized at my work, I knew I get rosters weekly. So I knew I was supposed to work, it was a Sunday, I was supposed to work that Sunday, and the roster is out. I asked one person to swap, and I told her why, and I trusted her that she's not going to tell anyone. She said no. So I was like, okay, I'm just have to call in sick. But the thing is, I live in a very small town that there's a big possibility that they're going to know that I was out screaming at the megaphone, going through the whole town. So it's like, I'll just have to do it. Like, this is the one thing that I'll just have to do it and then be sorry afterwards. I don't recommend this. Do not. I was just dedicated. Like, this cause was bigger than me. I just had to, the urge to do something for these people, for these children. So we organized everything. I invested so much of my time in putting up the posters, reaching out to local communities, Muslim centers, churches, everywhere. And we still didn't know. My idea was to make a WhatsApp group. Oh, there's a bird. Sorry. My idea was to make a WhatsApp group to kind of invite people through the link that we put it up on posters, so kind of know like the number of the people that's gonna show up. And the local group that was supporting Gaza, Palestine, didn't want to work with us, so they didn't want to collaborate or anything, so we had to do marketing ourselves. Thank God I've been to college for graphic design, so it kind of had the idea. Marketing comes natural to me. So after a week of promotion, we didn't know. Day before, we only had like 10 people in the group, and like 4 of us were just there because we made a group. Like, so you're like, oh, what if nobody shows up? I was like, first I had a fear that there's so many people are going to show up that we're going to block all the streets. And they went to the local police guard station, and I said to them, I was like, I'm organizing this protest. Nobody wanted to come with me from my friends. It's like, I'm organizing this protest, and I wanted to let you know we don't know how many people are going to show up, and they're so chill. They're like, yeah, fine, do whatever. We don't care. And today I was so afraid. I was like, is there too many people going to show up? Like, how are we going to cross the busy roads? We don't know. And then the next fear was, what was the next fear was like, nobody's going to show up. And the day before the protest, one of the girls from town beside us, she connected to me. She's like, oh, we have 15 people coming down from this town. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I should be happy or stressed or what was gonna happen. I don't know. I'm just gonna show up. I faked sick. I showed up, and it just went great. I don't believe that I would be able to do the whole protest, organize everything, if I didn't know how to calm down my fears, regulate myself. And everything went great. I even spoke on the megaphone for a whole, I think it was 40 minutes walk, and my voice was gone the other day. And everything went good. I believe like 40-ish people show up, even like some couple young people from Germany. They were traveling through Ireland, and they literally saw the poster, she said, day before, and they wanted to show up. And they even said afterwards, they're like, oh, this is so great, nobody ever like minded us like during the protest. Like, she said if they were in Germany, police would just break them all off. And it was amazing to see. And then some older gentleman show up. He's like, I saw the poster, and he took the flag and he held the flag, and it was just amazing. And so many people were just saying like, if you organize one next week, we're gonna join you. I was like, oh, that's great, thank you very much. I'm definitely not gonna, I didn't say this to them, but I was like, I'm actually good organizing anything now. I'm just going to go home and chill. It's like not a chance in the world. Like, I am not even like, how to say it, I'm not even I'm introverted, so like I don't know how it happened that introverted person led a protest and spoke on a megaphone for 45 minutes, but I did it anyways. So after that, I went through that course as I was going through all of those fears and emotions, and all of this might of organizing the protest, being the leader of the community, and it just synced in me so well. And now that I did it, I do believe that one of the reasons I was able to finish this and had a great result is because of the course, because it taught me how to go through the fear. You'll see it's amazing. It shows you the scale of, what was the scale of despair. Oh, it was life-changing. I promise you, you have to go through it. And it just helps you kind of get your awareness over all of those thoughts of fear, of not believing in yourself, of all those negative little self-thoughts. It helps you kind of separate them from actually what are you here to do, what your soul is here to achieve, and just tap into that new version of yourself, the woman who speaks in front of a lot of people, the woman who doesn't have visibility, woman who is totally fine being seen by everybody in her local community, the leader. It just helps you become that woman that you are trying to so hard, but just all of those therapy sessions can't unfortunately bring you there. They're a great start, they're a great jumping point, but this is the work that actually help you grasp that version of yourself that your soul is deeply trying to achieve. So yeah, I hope that I helped at least one person, that this one person is actually gonna see all this wisdom that's behind the doors of this course and be able to grasp it, no matter of their fear. We all have fears, but the successful people eat their fears for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have to be able to metabolize your fear to have success, to be the person that's not like every other person on this planet. Don't let your fear stop you to achieving the greatest things you're ever gonna achieve. And today that may look like a purchasing thing that you don't feel comfortable with, investing in yourself because you never did it before, because it's new thing. All the new things for a human brain are uncomfortable, are fearful, but you can't stay the same. I know it's deep inside of you. This is why you're watching this video, because you try to be the same as everybody else. You tried all the normal ways of fixing things or trying to achieve things, and you still feel like something is missing. This is it. So do something for yourself. Eat your fear today. Once when you eat your fear today, it may look just like purchasing this thing, or it may look like, oh, I'm gonna go by myself and have dinner by myself. That may be afraid. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of traveling by myself. I was afraid of speaking up my mind without filters. I was afraid of so many little things that I said no more. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm just gonna see where it leads me. And once when I did it, kind of like detachment of the fear starts. The more you do things that you're afraid of, the less fear has a grasp on you, the less its strength is on you. And that's how you build your confidence. This is how I never went from like being a scared little girl that couldn't speak her mind, introverted that would just stay quiet and angry with everybody, to organizing a protest. It was a loads of little steps, eating the fears every day, once a month, and then it became once a week, and then now it's every day I eat my fear. Showing up on a video is meeting fear. You become more comfortable with it. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it will just become not strong, loose. There's a word for it, I can't say it on English. You know what I mean. If you practice it on the little things, you'll be able to eat fear on the bigger things, bigger things, bigger things. Now that I organized a full-blown on protest that I led, I can literally do anything. Whenever I have fear of, for example, making my own YouTube video, I'm like, Irena, come on, you organize protests. It's okay. Like, you'll survive this. It's not gonna be the end of the world. There's like, yeah, actually, I know, like, when people tell you stories and they don't finish it off, my manager did figure out that I was organizing protests that day, and I think the next day I show up in work and it was a bit scary. He was like making a report of why I didn't show up, the sickness, and he told me he saw me holding the megaphone, and I was like, I knew, because I had all of this knowledge about inner work and emotions and all this knowledge that I built through the years attending all the courses. I said, yeah, I was honest with him, and I said, I just had to, it had to be that day. It couldn't be the other way. I tried everything. This was last case resort. He was not happy with me. He was very upset. And I said, I'm sorry. And if there was any different way that I could do that, instead of not showing up for a job, it would be that. Like, I would do it 100%, but it was just the thing that had to happen. And he was not happy. And then, cheeky little me, he was asking me, he made a report, everything, and put it in his drawer. And then he asked me the same day, he was ordering some kind of vests for work with our names on. And I said to him I was going to think about it. I was obviously like, this was my first and only time that I did something bold like this. Like, I never faked sick, like, ever in my life. And I didn't know if I'm going to lose my job or not. And I came up to him, I was like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't want to get the vest because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here for. Cheeky little me. And he's like, come into my office. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm so sad. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in this company. He's like, don't be silly, you can't get rid of us this easy. I was like, yes. That is the story. The end of the story. It all ended well. He still held the grudge. He jokes now. He's like, oh, when you faked you were sick. I'm like, sorry. But people can obviously see when you're motivated by good cause and when you're not. And this is why I believe that this video is gonna find the right person, because I only want to help through my experience. Don't do stupid things like I did. I was just led by God. I'll blame God for that one. But yeah, anyways, I hope you had a great chat with me. I had a great chat with you. Eat your fear today, and if it is eating your fear by purchasing this course that I recommended, you're not going to regret it. It's going to change your life forever for good. And welcome to a new version of yourself. Have a good one.